Good man, good.
About good, bro. I'm not going to see no bomber about Garnacho, bro. No, bro.
Well, we'll start with that. I mean,
what's this energy, bro? Don't start with this energy. It's a great day.
It is a great day, but do you know what I love about this story? It got put in the group chat earlier, and it was by some random journalist. And Ches, I love Ches, big up, just went, nah, this is just fishy crap media. Literally, the football gods do this to you. A minute later, after he made that post, Ornstein confirms that Chelsea are looking at Alejandro Garnacho to come in, potentially. I mean, I don't know where to play because he plays in Sancho's position. But yeah, how excited are you at the prospect of investing a big 50, 60, 70 million pounds in Garnacho?
You're just so mad that you have to just laugh because you can't believe what you're seeing, bro. Yeah. I was like Ches earlier when I saw the links. I said, nah, there's no way. But I said, you know what? Let me just keep quiet because I can't put anything past these guys. You know what I'm saying? We better not go anywhere near this guy, bro. Yeah? He's meaty. He's meaty, bro. Staffy, you know how much I don't like Garnacho, bro. This guy is meaty. We saw him again yesterday. Miss another mad chance in front of goal. His attitude as well. He thinks he's Ronaldo, bro. His brother comes with baggage and that as well. Don't go anywhere near this clown, bro. I'd rather not sign anyone. I rather, bro, Tyree George, I'd rather play him ahead of this guy. Yeah, because he's got a higher ceiling than this guy. We better not go anywhere near him, bro. I'm telling you, bro. If we go near this guy, we have to riot. We have to riot, blood, because that is a mad thing to do. After watching him, and you think he's gonna solve our problems? Yes, we need to replace Mudryk, but I'm telling you, bro, I'd rather replace Mudryk with Tyree George than bring in Garnacho. If this was to happen, bro, I'll be fuming. I'll tell you that. I'm fuming already as if it's happened already, bro.
You're talking about the chance he missed, but he did put one on our plate for Anthony that Anthony missed.
I don't care, man. I don't care, bro.
It would have been 3 assists in a row.
Set up the goal against Arsenal as an example. He's looking less rash on the ball. He's taking his time. You know, he's taking all the blonde out of his hair, so less of a target. Like he's improved so much attitude-wise. I just feel that a change is as good as a rest. And you know, with Garnacho, I'd love him to stay, but I feel like Rashford, he's timed up at United. But I think he'd be phenomenal for Chelsea. Phenomenal.
We took the best winger from your club already, man. We took the best winger from your club already.
And you already want to replace him with Garnacho. How's that going?
Nah, listen, we better stay far away, innit? I hope it's just one of them ones where they're just looking to see who's available and saying, yeah, we're just gonna do this for decoration. Please, I'm begging, bro. Don't go sign this guy. I beg. I don't know much about the other guy from Dortmund. I'm hearing good things, to be fair. But just don't sign this guy, man. Don't sign this guy, bro.
Do you not think they're doing too much? Like, we don't know the price. And the thing is with Garnacho, yeah, he's been poor this season. But I do think there's a player in there like that. I think it was last season he come through. He was good. Like, I remember he ran us ragged at our place last season. Like and I watched him in quite a few games, and he was just a handful on the wing. So, but this season he seems to have regressed. So, and he's a young player. Do you know what I mean? So, you can, if you trust Maresca in terms of his coaching and development, we know what a toxic environment Man United have been. Maybe, do you know what I mean? You could develop him and turn him into a player that he has potential to be.
Oh, he can go develop in Italy. That's where he can go. Napoli is the winger right now. He can go there. They're in more.
Player identifying him as a Kvaratskhelia replacement. How arrogant are you to say I don't want him in my club? If they look at him that way.
But so with Chelsea. Chelsea wanted Kvaratskhelia, couldn't get him, so they've gone for Garnacho. Napoli want him as a Kvaratskhelia replacement, and you've got these Chelsea fans out here acting like they're a top club and they can get better. It's crazy.
All these lot want to do, they want to get back for Mason Mount. That's all they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They're getting excited. Anyway. My man is even drinking the water over there. Like Staffy's all smiling, drinking some Turkish tea. Allow me, bro. Don't go anywhere near this guy. Don't go anywhere near this guy. That's what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off people, because they think I just defend any signing. Yeah, I was wrong about Omarodian, yeah. In fact, Omarodian, I bigged him up in the box, but I said the overall game, even though he's scoring goals right now, I still don't rate it. But I said in the box, he's actually quite good in the box, yeah. Garnacho is another one that I don't want. Adeyemi is another one I don't want. So people, when you're trying to tell me I just follow what Clay Lake are doing, listen to these things, bro, yeah. I don't want Garnacho. I don't want these guys, bro. Meaty guy, bro. Don't bring him here. And Lawless, you're spitting facts. Like, he's young, he can develop, he can get better. Yes, Maresca can help him and that, but he comes with too much baggage, bro. And he's just too erratic for my liking. I just don't really like Garnacho. I'll be honest with you.
I'll be honest. He's not Chelsea level. I don't even think he's United level. On our level right now is not that good. So he's definitely not Chelsea level.
What are you gonna ask for him? That what's the fee gonna be? That's what
we are already rejecting a few offers from Napoli.
Yeah, we rejected 40 million.
Because
40 million rejected. Wow.
Yeah, around 40 million, but it's because they're trying to get more money. So it's not like he's just rejected because we don't want to sell him. I do believe the club wants to move him on for multiple reasons. Obviously, financially, we talk about that, ESR and all that stuff, and being an academy player, and he doesn't really have a definite role in this team. Almost said Maresca. Everyone keeps talking about how he needs to develop and be a little bit better in that 10 role because he's not. I don't think he's physical enough to play on one of these wing back roles. And the only place we can shoehorn him for now is the 10. And he has this tendency where he just goes wide all the time. And Ben has just spoken about that. Like, he does operate like he's a winger because like he doesn't know how to play as a 10. And that just shows you the lack of technical ability that he has. So he doesn't have a role for this team. And this is why all the United fans, I saw a lot of United fans crying about the idea of him getting sold. I saw even Mark Goldbridge was talking about that. And he's talking about how we're a developmental club. Sorry, not a developmental club. We're a club that develops youth. We haven't been known as this club that sells academy players. And I'm not gonna lie, it's absolute bullshit. Because I've said this on Straight Facts here, I think a couple of weeks ago, Terry, if you remember. And I said this whole notion that we're gonna rediscover the class of '92. He says, I think it's stupid. Someone asked Scholes yesterday on the pitch after the game that, and the reporter, she was talking to him, and the first reference she makes, she's like, "Oh, you yourself are from United's academy. Imagine if they tried to sell one of you guys from the class in '92." And that's the first thing I thought of again. I was like, stop thinking of the class of '92. You got to stop doing that. It's an anomaly. It's okay to have players that are maybe not deemed as good as enough that you end up selling. Garnacho's not a bad player in terms of like he's not. He shouldn't be a professional footballer. He shouldn't be a Premier League player. He shouldn't be a La Liga player. He shouldn't be a Serie A player. He's good enough to play one of these teams. But when you talk about the top level, which United aspire to go back to, and the top level that we've seen for years of like City and Liverpool and Chelsea, he just won't cut it in the Premier League in that sense. So it's okay to have academy players like that and move them on. And as I said, look at City and Chelsea. They're the example of the last decade. Everyone bangs on how they won the most trophies in England over the last 10, 15 years. What is one thing that they've always done? They've sold hell of academy players. They used that money and they reinvested it. You want to do what Man City did and go get Mermouche and those two defenders that they got in January and splash 200 million. What do you think City got 200 million to spend from? Look at all the academy players that they sold over the years. Same thing as Chelsea's. Don can sit here and tell you how many of these academy players they sold over the years. They used to have about 3 squads of loanees in Europe, and then every time they come back, they just sell them. That's how big clubs operate. Half of La Liga is Real Madrid academy players. And people don't even know that because they just never made it in the first team. And they're good enough to play in La Liga. Stop thinking that everyone that comes through the academy is the best thing ever. We need to. It's like it's going to be an occasion where maybe once every 5 years we're going to have a very good player that breaks through and that's it. But we don't have to break through all of them. Look how long we got stuck with McTominay. We can't keep doing that stuff. So it's okay.
Yeah, I think he's not unsellable. But I think this idea that he's just terrible when he's trash is a very recent thing because this season how poor he's been. I think.
Bro, even last year though, he kept getting played. He was poor last year, bro. He was like Ten Hag's guy. You had Ahmad there dying, not playing. You had flipping who else as well? Sancho. Like, bro, like, nah, not for me, Lawless. I'm sorry. Like, obviously, look, you're a West Ham fan, so he's probably good enough to play for your club. Bro, I'm fucking Chelsea. Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but we're around the same spot.
Sorry. He's not better than Somerville, and he's not better.
No, exactly. Yeah, right now. But United shouldn't be there.
Shut up, Don. About thanks, Staffy. You put him in his place. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, but generally, you have 3 better wingers than him. It's not even a debate.
If you sell him,
Somerville's better.
40, 50 mil because you signed him as an academy player. Does that come as an FFP as pure profit?
Yeah, it's pure profit. But aside from pure profit, though, this is what a lot of United fans are really struggling to grasp and understand at the moment. Man United are changing everything. Everything. And I still don't think it's clicked into a lot of people's brains that we are not just hiring a manager to try and pick up where Ten Hag failed, who picked up from where Ollie failed. We have decided, I believe, since the first time since Sir Alex Ferguson, where we want to build a particular brand of football at the club. Now, we should have started this in the summer. Dan Ashworth decided not to. That's why he lost his job. We've been through this. And there's always going to be casualties when it comes to this rebuild. And sometimes it's even, those two 15-year-olds we invested in 5-6 years ago, they're going to be no good now because the type of they are designed to be marauding wingers with speed that play on the counter, because that was a part of what we were looking to do. What we now need is more technical football players that can operate in the central areas as well as sprinting down those wings with pace. So you might need a very different profile. And it just appears a lot of people say they're just selling it because it's the only way that Ineos can raise money. I think if Garnacho was exactly what we needed and we believed he was going to get to that particular level, we wouldn't be selling him, because what would be the point? If you already got the player that you need to get to the next level, you wouldn't have to sell anybody. And I think that there's a lot of that going on at the moment, and United fans are just not waking up and smelling the coffee. You can tell how Amorim wants to play. You saw it last night. And I did think a lot of our problems in the first 50 minutes yesterday was to do with bravery, a lack of aggression, a lack of mentality. But of course, there is a flaw in the overarching technical levels of this team that also needs to be improved. And still, the amount of times Garnacho gets the ball in those middle areas where you need someone who is very press resistant, can hold players off, can turn, wait for runners, be able to knock the ball out to them. He doesn't do that job very well. Where he will be great, I think, is, for instance, at Napoli, where he's going to have so much room to run into and attack, where he'll be more of a specimen in that league. And we've seen that. Like, McTominay is McTominay, but over there, the man looks like Yaya Toure running through the midfields over there, because the football's different and the physicality levels aren't there. So I'm all up for him leaving, to be honest with you. I don't see it as the end of Man United. I don't see it as disastrous. I actually don't want him to go to Chelsea on a real level, and I was messing around earlier. I get you don't, for different reasons to me. I still think he's a very talented player. He just doesn't suit what Man United are trying to become now. And yes, you'll get but why are we not selling Anthony first? Well, because no one wants him, because he isn't as good. Like, you engage your brain for a moment. There's a reason that someone like Garnacho will be sold before an Anthony, because he's a much better football player. And there's teams that want him, clearly. And you said it right, Stefan, we don't do this enough, especially if it's someone that isn't needed for what we're trying to achieve in the long term. Cash in now, get the money. Don't hang on to him until he's got 18 months left on his deal and we pick up £20 million for him. Get the 50, 60 million. I don't care if rivals think that's too much. Do you know how much money? Do you know what we could buy with 60 million pure profit from an FFP perspective? You could buy £120 million off a player, because of spreading the cost. So this is why Man United fans need to just relax a little bit. And I've been saying it for months. I'm not saying Ineos should be free of criticism. I'm not saying the new board haven't made mistakes. But it's not even about letting it marinate or cook. People aren't even letting the preparation happen for the dinner. And they're already judging how it tastes. It's doing my nutting, I tell you.
People are saying he could be a squad player in this team. Who the hell rejects because United are trying to get 50 to 60 million for him, right? Who the hell rejects about 60 million, 50 to 60 million for what you deem as a squad player? Who does that? I just don't get it. They just want the idea of an academy player. Move him on, get that profit. And as you said, that 50 to 60 million of pure profit, with the way FFP works, that's going to give you an allowance to spend about double of the money that you make. Look at what Chelsea did when they sold Mount and they sold Conor Gallagher. That's why do you think they were allowed to spend so much money? These are some of the best deals that they made. Why do you think they sold all the Cobham players? And guess what? Dunn will tell you how much the Chelsea fans, a section of the Chelsea fans, were upset about the mistreatment of the Cobham players, and we're selling all our academy players. It doesn't matter, bro. Look at the way they ended up spending at the end. If you want to do that, if you want to go get those specialists that the manager wants, because that's my priority. I don't give a shit about having academy players and sitting there and saying, oh, like Harrington. I don't give a fuck about that. I want this manager to get the money that he could get and spend it on the players that he needs. If I could sell Garnacho and that allows me to sign a Cunha type of player, Who says no to that? Who in their right mind would say no to that? They need to get over it, bro. Honestly, it's an embarrassing way this fan base is acting.
I totally agree, mate. As I say, look, they haven't done everything right. I don't like the ticket price hike. I don't like one of the charities that they pulled £50,000 from. I still am waiting. I actually sent in an inquiry to Man United, their media desk, because I wanted to get an update on, and I've actually emailed a lot of the top Premier League clubs for how much direct money they all give to charities each year. Because I saw a stat that was published 5 years ago. Chelsea were number one in the Premier League. They gave £7 million a year to charity. What I thought was embarrassing for the Man United were about fourth on about 3.5 million. But what I thought was embarrassing is the second biggest donation out of all English club teams came from Charlton, who gave about 6 million. And I thought, how is it even? I want to understand how it's possible that Charlton Athletic give more money to charity than Man United, Arsenal, West Ham, Liverpool, all these teams. I couldn't understand. Fair play to Chelsea for giving £7 million away. And the reason I asked is I'm not trying to justify cutting 50 million, but I want to understand how much money they're cutting from all that. Because when you're supporting something, you want to delve into and get the facts about situations, about why have you pulled money from this? Is it going so? You might find, and again, I'm not saying this is the truth, but you want to inquire, right? The media are not going to do this. They're going to leave it where it is. For me, I thought, well, maybe I'll put an inquiry in. Maybe they're saying, yes, we're no longer giving to that charity because we're giving to this one and we're giving more and it helps these amount of players. The media ain't printing that, right? There might not be. They might be cutting even more and we need to expose that more. At the same time, though, Man United fans have when it comes to the football side of things, I still think a lot of United fans live in cloud cuckoo land. They think sack manager, new structure and board, we play good football, we start winning things. They still live in this delusional world that we're going to go from being terrible to amazing by snapping our fingers 3 to 4 years. I saw United fans kicking off at Amorim because he was in an interview and he said that it's going to take about 6 transfer windows. That means that including January, so 2 a year, to build a squad that can compete for the league consistently. This is ridiculous. This annoys me. But everyone who knows and understands football has said it's going to be a 3 to 4 year process, which means 6 to 8 transfer windows.